can you leave it? I mean, can you seriously leave it? That thing that makes you comfortable? Well, this week on the show, we are going to be fearlessly questioning your comfort zone with Jason T. Weiser. And how this all came about is kind of strange, actually. And I was ended up in a private hangout with Jason based on a conversation that we were having somewhere on Google Plus, and we said let's just schedule something. Let's actually just kind of talk face to face about this. And as we were getting going, I kind of picked up on some things. There were some things that I always noticed. Jason is the host of the show On Track Tips. If you are familiar with that, it's a hangout show. Very, very popular. Had some great guests on that show. If you haven't watched it yet, you should probably go check that out. It's also a podcast, so yeah, so you can subscribe to that too. But what was really fascinating to me, one was, just me thinking about the show and me providing Jason with an observation of the show, which, I mean, sometimes I just don't know when to keep my mouth shut. But that observation, and then in addition to kind of what was, kind of said in that hangout, kind of created the show. And I just walked away. I mean, I had no idea. I was not, looking to ask Jason to be on the show from that conversation. I couldn't get it out of my head. So I thought, well, let's just, let's do that. Let's question the comfort zone. And that's really what kind of a lot of it came about. And obviously it's something that we've talked plenty about on the show before is, how are you going to, understand your comfort zone, get out of your comfort zone? Because it's probably one of the hardest things for you to do, and to do for any sort of period of time. You might be able to get out of your comfort zone for a few minutes, for maybe an hour or two, maybe a whole day. But to continually do it and to be able to see where those limits of that zone exist is pretty challenging. And that's what it's. So I mean, it's and I guess this show is going to be a little bit different, a little unique as opposed to the rest of the shows that you might have come accustomed to. And the reason that it's going to be a little bit different is it's going to be more of an examination, I guess, than a questioning, because I just kind of want to talk to Jason about, again, exploring those observations a little further and kind of get his take on why it is that way. And I'm sure it's representative of just about everybody with just about something. There's, everybody has something like this. And I was just wanted to use Jason. He's going to be a good sport about it as the example, and really help you understand, because, it's really hard for you to see it. It's maybe even harder for other people to see it. I don't know. I think maybe other people can see it maybe easier than you. But then that other person has to have the courage to be able to say something to you. And do you have enough of those people in your life? Are you keeping people close enough to you that, I guess, consistently challenge your comfort zone? Do they consistently not let you off the hook with things? Are they saying to you, let's do this instead of that? And boy, you just did this and it didn't work, or, maybe you can do better. And maybe that's the question that ultimately you should just kind of constantly ask yourself every now and then is can you do better? Can you try something different? Can you try something new that might, be more beneficial? And, I feel like I constantly try to do that, but not nearly enough as I think I should. And that's kind of, I guess, if I could live in a perfect world, and if somebody wants to join me in this world, it would be to be constantly surrounded by those people that didn't let you get away with stuff, that, constantly pushed the limit, that challenged your thoughts. I think that is probably the most exciting part about the show for me. I don't know if it is for you, but once a week I get to go toe to toe, face to face with people and really challenge each other as far as just thoughts, and really just have a conversation that you don't get to have with a lot of people. And I think one that's obviously, if you go back to episode 14, I think Fearlessly Questioning Your Proximity with Alex Ricky Gonzalez, that's one of the things we talked about is the internet allows you to find those people, and then to find them, and then realize how close you are physically, geographically, to then take that relationship to a different level by actually meeting in person. That would be my goal, is to continually find people, to surround myself with people that challenge my comfort zone, that just will feed me as many crazy ideas and just run their mouth off with stuff that they're thinking that might help me improve as I am. I kind of feel like I'm the one that does that more than most people I talk to. But if you've watched the show, I try to approach the people that come on the show like they're people that I've known my whole life. I instantly, the first thing I try and talk to them and treat them like they were, they were part of your high school lunch table. I don't know what kind of school you went to, but our lunch table was just a bunch of dudes that I hung out with in high school that were always cracking jokes and making fun of each other and just having a good time. And that's kind of how I want to, I try to approach people and to really cut to the chase, to really cut that, kind of getting to know, that loosening up period, because it's not fun otherwise. Why do we need to act so like, oh, I can't, treat you like somebody that we're friends, even though we're not? I mean, we can be friends for 30 minutes and then we can never talk to each other again. That's perfectly fine with me. I don't care. I think it's a lot more fun. And I think that helps people, get out of their comfort zones a little bit in the show. And, we will hopefully be kind of talking to Jason about his comfort zone and how he may or may not benefit from getting out of it. And I want you to think about that because, obviously we all want to technically be comfortable. It's not fun being uncomfortable. So I think the ultimate question is how can you be comfortable being uncomfortable, or if that's even possible. It's just kind of that play on words. It's reframing the question or the conversation of how can you kind of adjust yourself, recalibrate yourself to understand something that is maybe a little bit different than you would naturally think, and to do something in a way that doesn't feel natural to you or doesn't come natural to you. And how do you make it be something that isn't obviously a drag on everything? It just doesn't suck the life out of you, as I like to say, because that's a big part of it too. You hear a lot of people talking about, well, you want to do the things that are exciting and fun and that you enjoy, but those things also tend to be stuff that you are comfortable at. And so where's that line? I don't know, maybe that's something we'll explore a little bit, is understanding the line of what you do, as far as you want to enjoy it, you want to get something out of it, but at the same time you don't want to be too comfortable with it. How do you do that? I don't know. I don't know that I have any good answers for that. I think, and this has also been an answer people have given throughout the course of the show, but you just kind of have to constantly question things, I guess, as if you just kind of just stop back and say, well, that doesn't necessarily have to be true. Just assume, we assume so much. We assume so many things are true. What if we just what if our initial reaction was to just assume that wasn't true? And what could happen? What are the possibilities if we just didn't take that as matter of fact? Could be wrong, could be great. I don't know. It is what it is. But a lot of different random thoughts, kind of obviously, as you can see, floating through my head about, questioning the comfort zone and figuring out a way to do something that you maybe, would never have thought to do. Now, how do you make that? How do you take that on? How do you get something like that to be put into your routine, to be added into things? And it's obviously I guess a lot of the topics that we've covered on the show, kind of in a way, it's like, well, they're things that you would potentially add to your comfort zone to make you uncomfortable. And it's that addition and subtraction and things like that we're going to explore. I don't know if I necessarily have anything else to rant about on that. I think that about covers it. We'll be back with Jason on Thursday, February 5th at 2 p.m. Eastern to fearlessly question your comfort zone, his specifically as the example, but yours indirectly as something to kind of take away with and deconstruct on your own time. And I'm pretty excited about this show. Not gonna lie. Well, let's take that back a little bit. Pretty excited / kind of nervous because I might get punched in the face by the time this thing's all said and done. I honestly don't know what's gonna happen because I'm gonna try something a little different, and hopefully Jason is up for it. I think he's a nice guy. I think he'll be okay. But so we'll be back. Hope to catch you guys there. Again, I'm Joey Giangola. We'll catch you guys on the next one, Thursday, February 5th at 2 p.m. Eastern. Take it easy, everybody.